The Johnny Carson Show with his special guest, Rudy Valley. Starring Johnny Carson.
Thank you very much, and welcome to another Thursday night. Now, tonight on the show, we've got so many exciting things happening. We've really got a lot of entertainment tonight. And to start things off right, as a special treat on our stage tonight, is a very famous television star, radio and stage, Mr. George Burns. George? Thank you very much for coming down tonight, George. Thank you. Well, I know that's kind of sneaky, but you see, that's all we're permitted to show of him. He's on for a different product. No, really, I don't want to know. That's disappointing. People expected to see some celebrities, and that was kind of a trick. But I don't want you to be disappointed because we do have some celebrities in our audience tonight, as we often do in the show, but we've never introduced them before. So I'd like you to meet some of the folks that we have here with us. First of all, seated right here in the front row, Mr. William Beckendorf. Mr. Beckendorf? How are you, sir? Mr. Beckendorf just missed out winning the Nobel Prize last year for science. He was on the verge of inventing the H-bomb, but he just couldn't think of the letter. It was a very tough break. It was too bad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, somebody I know you all recognize. Mr. Frank O'Connor. Mr. O'Connor has just returned from a glorious 2-year tour of the head-shrinking tribes in Africa. And incidentally, right after the show, he'll be in the lobby autographing heads, for those of you who will go for that type of thing. Ladies and gentlemen, seated right here, someone who's been a star for many, many years. Your time is my time. Miss Maggie Williams. Miss Williams is leaving for England tomorrow, where she's going to make her third attempt to swim the English Channel. Congratulations, Miss Williams. Well, I see you're greased up already. Good luck anyway. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a man who really needs no introduction. Mr. Jim King, the gas meter inspector of the Santa Monica area. Thank you, Jim. Well, I guess that's all the celebrities we have in the audience tonight.
Carson.
Rudy Valley. Yeah, I didn't see you sitting there. Why don't you come up on the stage and just say a little bit?
I don't think I...
Oh, come on. Careful, she's greased up. That's it. Oh, it's wonderful. Rudy, I just wanted you to come up on stage and say a couple of words to the people tonight.
I'd really like to play. I have my saxophone with me.
Oh, I thought it was a tie-pin with thyroid trouble. No, Rudy, why don't you just say a couple of words and,
No, I'd rather play. I'd rather play if I might.
Should have asked Mr. O'Connor that. What he should have done was shrink my head. Well, look, Rudy, you don't have...
I have a chord in E-flat, please.
Rudy, look. Rudy. You don't have to play if you don't want to. You know, just say one word, like hello.
Play. May I have that chord in E-flat again?
Rudy, I think you'd enjoy the show much more from down in front. I want to thank you for coming up. It's very nice of you to come up, Rudy. Thank you so much. Could have been worse. He could have had the Connecticut Yankees in his pocket. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, on with the show, we have a very fine production number for you that Look, Rudy, look. Rudy, look, this is not a telethon. Rudy, look. Look, if you want to do something, why don't you come on up? We've got an idea in the show later. You know, a very fine sketch. Something I think you'd be perfect in. If you'd like to, you can go back to the dressing room and they'll have a costume for you.
I have to keep this reed wet, otherwise it cracks, and they're very expensive.
Look, Rudy. Look, here's $1. Buy a new reed. If you're going to do anything, sing.
Thank you.
Ed Sullivan never has this trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, Not a rare event around here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Encyclopedia of the Air, Thursday night's answer to Omnibus. On this program, those of you who have had a grade school education will be brought up to the level of high school. And those of you who have had a college education will be brought down to the level of high school. Our aim on this program is to seek out ignorance wherever it is and divide it equally. Our first subject tonight is the evolution of the dance. And to find out how the dance began, we must go back to prehistoric times. As you know, the Earth went through a series of volcanic eruptions, causing the surface of the Earth often to be covered with hot lava, which caused early man to walk like this. And thus was born the first dance. This dance was usually performed on a Saturday night or any other night in which the Earth happened to be hot. Now, several thousand years later, the American Indian used the dance as a ritual when he wanted rain. It's working! Oh, we're going to have to shout here any minute. It's working! Well, back to Arthur Murray's. As years went by, the dance took on certain refinements and became a part of man's social life. In the 17th century, the predominant dance was the minuet. Gee, and they weren't even trying. Now, as you can see, the ballet became next in our dance evolution because the ballet tells a story. Tonight, we would like to demonstrate some simple ballet movements. This has no special meaning at all. He's just trying to loosen his tights. Next, you will see a fundamental ballet step, the entrechat-six. You see, many ballets take place in fields and meadows, and this is the way you can keep the mud off the shoes. This is known as the, haven't I seen you someplace before? This movement is called, Do You Need a New Vacuum Cleaner? And now the bourrée. This is a device to keep her partner off her feet. And at last we see the glissade and the pas de bourrée. This is a very sneaky way of getting her off stage so the stagehands can lift her. Now, during the Roaring Twenties, the dance reflected the mood of the times. And in 1929, they were doing this. You see, after the crash in 1929, some men killed themselves by jumping out of windows. Others killed themselves with the Charleston. Now, the Depression had a sobering influence on the dance, and in England, all society was doing the bumps-a-daisy. you can plainly see, this is simply an adult version of the children's game, Patty Cake, Patty Cake. Now, so far, we've seen how the times have influenced the dance. But now, let's see how the dance has influenced the times with the internationally known mambo. So you can see in 4,000 years, nothing has really changed. Now, turning the pages of the Encyclopedia of the Air, we go from the wonders of nature, or rather from the dance to the wonders of nature, and present a man who's been a bird watcher for 25 years, Mr. Reginald Dvorak. Mr. Dvorak, any man who's lived among the birds as long as you have must have some interesting facts to tell us. Yes, you. Please, Mr. Dvorak, would you talk English? We have very few birds watching the show tonight. Yes. I hope he doesn't start molting on stage. Mr. Dvorak is with us tonight to demonstrate some familiar bird calls. First, the whippoorwill. Splendid. And now the bob white mating call. I think you picked up a live one already. Next, oh, by the way, I might mention that Mr. Dvorak was decorated for bravery during the last war. He was a carrier pigeon. Now, the lovebird. Kind of gives you a little tug, doesn't it? The hawk. Would you mind cutting that one out? Someone thinks you're stealing their chicken. Now, Mr. Dvorak, I understand that you recently taught a wild canary to sing a song. Is that true? Could you demonstrate? An egg? You have fooled me completely. This is not Mr. Dvorak at all. This is Mrs. Dvorak. Ladies and gentlemen, next week on our program, you will see an umbrella that was actually used in a peace mission. You will see Duncan Hines sampling blubber steak in the North Pole. Also on our Encyclopedia of the Air, a kangaroo that's astounding zoological experts since it was born with a zipper in its pouch. Oh, no. This is champagne from Lawrence Welk's orchestra.
You know, many books and magazine articles have been written about the fabulous 1920s. But even so, it's hard for most of the present generation to visualize what it was really like back there in the days of the Prohibition, Charleston, and F. Scott Fitzgerald. So, at this time, we'd like to take you back to that fabulous era. To see the weekly Saturday night dance at the then very swank Sandy Point Country Club.
awfully nice seeing you again, Boo-Boo.
Nice seeing you again, Bobo.
You'll forgive me for saying so. You're looking rather well, Boo-Boo.
You seem to be in very fine spirit yourself.
Well, why shouldn't I be? Dad let me have the car tonight. I sold it. I say, Boo-Boo, could you lend me your handkerchief?
Certainly. Here you are.
Thank you. Forgot mine.
Music is very fine this evening. That's an excellent orchestra.
Yes, understand it's a new group. They're just starting out. Leader's a Yale man.
Oh?
Quickly forgotten and gone with the dawn of the day. Some you remember.
Voice is certainly distinctive.
Sure does. Notice he has very large lips.
That's a megaphone. I say, Boo-Boo, over there, isn't that Lady Wimbledon? My, she is getting large, isn't she?
Rather. She weighs 300 pounds. Who's she dancing with, a little boy?
No, that's her husband, Sir Charles. He is a small one, isn't he? Dancing together, they make quite a picture, don't they?
Looks like an ant pushing a dead beetle uphill.
Here they come now. What she sees in him, I'll never know. I say, Boo-Boo, out there on the patio, isn't that young Fitzmaurice drowning his wife in the fountain?
I believe it is. Should we inform the Rules Committee?
No, I don't believe so. He seems to be using the proper grip. Oh, that music's divine. I just love those peppy bugles.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, that's Yvette, our new French maid. She's helping out here tonight.
Your new French maid?
Oh, yes, Dad brought her home one night after a director's meeting.
Charming, charming. She the upstairs maid or the downstairs maid?
The upstairs maid.
How many steps?
I say, Boo-Boo, look over there. It's Mother.
Where?
Over there, carrying Father.
Who's carrying Mother?
Mother was a Cabot. Oh, look, here comes old Mr. Mintburn.
I understand he celebrated his 98th birthday.
How? How he ever drives in those sports car races, I'll never know.
Isn't that Mrs. Van de Bannister? Haven't seen her in a long time.
Oh, yes, poor dear hasn't been getting out much lately. Hasn't really wanted to, you know. Since her husband died, she's been so lonely.
He isn't dead. He's hiding.
How she ever drives in those sports car races, I'll never know. See, there she is now, Baba. Baba.
Bobo.
Baba, I want you to meet my best friend, Boo-Boo. Boo-Boo, my fiancée, Baba.
Baba?
Boo.
Boo-Boo's my best friend. We went to college together. Boo-Boo and I played on the same football team. I played quarterback, and Boo-Boo played... What did you play, Boo-Boo?
Tackle.
Boo-Boo's my best friend. You see, we went to college.
Oh, for a celebration. To Boo-Boo, Bobo's best friend.
To Baba.
To Baba, Boo-Boo, and Bobo's best friend.
To Bobo.
To Baba.
To Boo-Boo.
Baba.
To Bobo. To Boo-Boo.
Boo-Boo.
Baba.
Ba.
Boo. Boo. Bee. Boo. Bee. To Baba. To Bee-Bop.
Bye-bye.
Bee-Bop. Shades of sugar blues. I believe the dance is ended.
So it is, Baba. May I see you home, dear?
Oh, no. I'm seeing Baba home.
Oh, I'm sorry, Boo Boo and Bobo, but I have other plans. Ready, baby?
I don't understand.
What's he got that we haven't got? Before we leave tonight, I want to thank our guest, Rudy Valley. Rudy? Rudy, I want to thank you for taking time out from your play out at the Pasadena Playhouse. Jenny Kissed Me. I understand it's going great.
Yeah, they're doing very well indeed, yes. Very,
Well, it's a real pleasure having you here tonight.
Anytime
Excuse me.
you're feeling lonely.
I'd like to leave a couple of seats for you. All you have to pay is the tax.
Papa loves mambo. Mama loves mambo. Look at him sway with it. Gets again.
Pasadena isn't very far, and I'm there for the next
Rudy,
2.5 weeks.
I'm going to come out and see the
Love to
play. I
see
understand
it,
you play a 70-year-old priest.
That's
Priest
right,
in the
I think
picture.
you'll enjoy it very much.
They say
Well, the blues
Not going my way.
beats the gold.
Rudy, aren't you going to do anything about that Bing Crosby record?
Oh, I don't worry about Bing. He's as old as I am.
Next week, Eva Gabor will be on the show. We'll see you 7 days from tonight. In tonight's cast were Glenn Turnbull, Barbara Huffman, Reggie Dvorak, Aaron Gerard, choreographer Lee Scott, Bobby Kelly, Benny Gianelli, Alex Ruiz, Phil Arnold, Harry Wilson, Lee Mellish, and Kevin Enright. This is John Condon speaking. Tune in again next week for The Johnny Carson Show. Portions were pre-recorded. The Johnny Carson Show is a CBS television network production.